But yeah, things are definitely shaping up. This is a tempo, for instance. If you click and drag on this main part, not here, remember those are just like little itty bitty tempo things, like if you're trying to match music to lyrics or something for a remix, maybe you'd use that, but I wouldn't touch it. That's just for like, this can automatically find tempos, and it finds it very exactly. So, but yeah, this is how you change tempos. Like, to illustrate it really well, I will go back to the beginning here. I'll play it. I'm going to slow it way down. That's completely different, right? Doesn't sound like it's supposed to. You get to hear what I did here, though. So do you see what's happening here, though? What's happening here is I took a sample, like I said earlier, and then made it unique, and I panned this one to the left. Panning is which side in stereo space do you want it to go. So if you turn this knob to the left, when this plays, it comes like out of your left ear more. And if you do it all the way, that's all the way left ear. And this just means like not quite all the way. And this one is already panned kind of to the right, but I panned it a little bit more. So we just have a stereo effect every time one of these hits. And this one is a loud volume, and this one is a quieter volume. It's kind of like a follower of this pink one. So then we put all that together. I know this is super slow right now, but you can really see how these things work. Let's just go. Severe. It's 80 BPM rolling. And now that we go to 180 BPM. Sounds a bit brutal, doesn't it? Let's see. It doesn't sound too bad. Alright. Spoke too soon. It sounds kind of bad. This is not the right speed at all. Maybe just settle it back into his shoes. Sounds right. Now again, you can, if you have your BPM set to 100 or something, but still in your mind you're feeling like you want a fast song, it will still end up fast even with a slow tempo, right? You can always cut the time in half when it's going. So if you're doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, you can just double that time really easily just by changing a beat. I might be able to demonstrate that actually. So we're just going to go to new patterns here, and I'm going to call this one test. Oops, not Tessie. Not Tessit. Damn it. Alright, I'm going to call this one test, and we're going to go to unsorted. We're going to go to 100 BPM, just to prove my point. You can see all these things stretching. Yeah, if they stayed that way, that would suck. But anyway, so if we want to do a standard beat, let's kick. So this standard beat, we're going to go to the closed hat. So fill each 2 steps and snare in between, right? So let's hear what that sounds like. Now this isn't the sort of kick that you'd usually hear in this sort of beat, right? So this is a standard beat at 100 BPM, right? kind of funky. Usually at 100 BPM, things have a kind of groove to them. It's always pretty nice. But you can actually cut these things in half, right? So you have this at every one of these. I don't know what I'm saying. I mean, you have these at the beginning of each of these colored sections, you know. So one kick drum at the beginning of each bar here. And of course you have hi-hats that aren't really changed. And then you have snare drums, which could be like at every beat, but I just want to see how it sounds first. No, it's not right. There we go. Needed that sort of thing. You see how it sounds like really, really fast now. You see? And I'm at 100 BPM. Really, if you want something to sound fast, you know, like this is the same beat that I just showed you, but at 200 BPM, you know. So I'll play this again, and then I'll change it back to what it was, and then I'll go up to 200 BPM, and you'll see that they're the same thing, you know. So that's that. I'm going to go back to fill each two steps. Again, what I'm doing is right-clicking on this, going to, damn it, this. They're already open. You just click fill each two steps, and then each two steps will be filled. Even if they're already all filled, it will just fill each two steps, right? So then get rid of your snares, get rid of your extra kicks and stuff, and then just throw a snare in there. Let's hear what it sounds like. There. Same thing but cut off. So let's drive it up to 200 and I'll prove my point. Here we go. Same thing. That's what cut time is. You're just doubling the tempo that you're in. So it's actually kind of risky. Like if you really need to make a fast song, you should have a fast tempo, to be honest, or else you're going to end up making your song at 200 BPM. So I don't know. Really, this is music. You can do whatever you like. So let's just get into the piano roll a bit more. I'm gonna want to make a. We're already in test, so let's go to this. This is how you get back into the step sequence here. I just want to clear everything out, and I want to show you something. So we can go to actually here. We can just click this. And these are synthesizers. We got additive and we got subtractive. Again, I don't want to go into that. Not right now. But we'll go into subtractive and hit 3x osc. 3x osc means 3 times oscillator. An oscillator just goes back and forth in different ways. It's kind of an audio thing. Once you understand the physics of it a little bit, then oscillators make a lot more sense. But for now, all you have to know is that this is how future sounds are made. You know, this is how synth sounds are made. So let's take a quick look at this. So as you can see, kind of complicated layout. You know, don't know what to do with it. So what you have to do, and what you can do, is just like hit a key on your keyboard. I just hit my R key. You know. That's R, right? So that's what this sounds like right now. It just says like the bass, but we can change a lot of different settings. All of these 3 things, these are each making a sound all at the same time, right? And you can change the different waveforms, right? So when you hit the R key again, completely different sound because you got different waves, you know? I thought that was awful, but it sounds more like a organ, like baseball organ or something. But again, this is just a computer keyboard I have. all you have to do is you can hit the top row of your keys or the bottom row. And you also have the black keys. So in the middle and top row. So second from the top row would be your white keys. All of them play a sound. But then the row above that, some don't. Like number 1 doesn't. 2, then 2, 3, and then 4 doesn't, and then 5, 6, 7, 8 doesn't, and then 9, 0. That doesn't, and then plus does it. That's just because of the arrangement of a keyboard, you know. Sometimes there's no black keys. So yeah, these are different waves. Sine wave is a smooth, like when you're whistling, like that's a sine wave, roughly. You got square wave, which sounds like, you know, Super Mario Brothers and stuff. If we set these all to square, maybe we can see. Ooh. You can kind of see it. This is a kind of a mixture of square and sine. Ooh, that's grating. We can actually turn, yeah, these are more controls. This is panning. So it picks which ear you do it in. So set that back to center. And this is volume. It's definitely something I want to set down. So yeah, that is that. Now, piano roll. Piano roll is where you would put these notes. It sounds much better down here. You can actually make chords if you want. Play them at the same time. Sounds awful, but on a normal synth, I think it would sound fine. Oh, yeah, still sounds bad. This is the piano roll. It's roughly what you do. You just kind of figure out by ear what sounds nice. And most of the time, it's not going to until you kind of get an intuition for it. See, I moved those up until I found a nice relationship between those. Now if I play them. You can like make a pattern to that. Like I can even show you. If we go into pattern, we can just hit that. We go into here and then we do a pattern like this and play it. You see? So instantly you have a song, you see? You just throw on a basic drum beat. You make a little pattern, you know. I didn't think about that pattern. I just played it and then I noticed that it can turn into something, see? I want to go up for that one. So yeah, so we want to go back into patterns here and we want to extend this because we just extended the other one. What I want to say is never mix your drum beat with your melodies. This is just an example. I want to keep it all contained. So here. Move that one to make it minor instead of major. And there you go. It's basically how you make a song, you know. So this is a piano roll here. That toggles it. But if you want to get into piano, you got to right click and then check off piano roll. See? So now this one is in the piano roll. So hit that. You go here and make your music. You can click and drag this to make it smaller or longer or whatever. Yeah. You can also slice it, and yeah, definitely. You want to make sure that things are even, or else they'll sound a bit weird. You want to keep things musical. That's all I have to say. That's enough for this lecture here. I know for a fact you've learned some pretty cool things, and I hope that this has inspired you a little bit, because you will be making something like this very shortly, actually. So, have a wonderful rest of your day, and I hope to see you in the next lecture.